Tell him, Steve Dave.
So you were fucking... I'm surprised you're here today, actually. After you rocked all night long last night. I didn't think you'd even come to work.
We actually got home late, man.
Did you?
Yeah, we got home around 1 o'clock in the morning from the Paramore concert. Paramore?
Paramore.
Yeah. And I don't know if anybody was on the edge of their seats or wondering if I was, going to be able to use my quote-unquote comic book man mojo to get backstage. I did get backstage, but not because I was a comic book man.
Had nothing to do with your mojo?
No, actually, my friend Mark, who's started working here recently, he knows somebody who's involved with a local newspaper on the East Coast called The Aquarian. He publishes that. It's like a rock newspaper that's been around, I think, for quite some time. Yeah. He made a few calls, got me backstage for my daughter to meet Paramore, which I wasn't going to tell him, but he knew. He moved a lot of he moved heaven and earth to get it done. Like it was the last minute, and he told me a couple of days ago that I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. And I never told my daughter. I don't want her to to get her hopes up and then be dashed.
Of course,
so she had no idea.
Even as it's happening, I'm sure you're like, this could go wrong at any second. Oh,
yes, I kept trying to warn her. That. So Mark tells me you got to go up to Will Call and give your name. And he goes, and if anything happens, if your name's not on there, call me immediately. So I go up to Will Call. I'll give you one guess if my name was on there.
Well, I think we know where this is heading.
Yeah, it wasn't on there. So what I told my daughter was that I told her, it's like, we have to turn in our paper tickets, like we printed on the internet, for real tickets, for like real tickets. That's how they do it here. So why she was wondering why we're going up to the ticket booth if we already have tickets.
Right.
And so I told her that just because I still didn't know what to do, if to tell her or anything. And
you want to wait till the last part? Yes. You want to wait till you're actually in there and seeing them before you're like, surprise.
Yeah. So when they say that we have no record of your name, there's nothing, and are you here to pick up tickets? I was like, no. And she's like, do you have tickets? I was like, I think I have tickets. And then she looked at them, and she said they weren't tickets.
Get out of here.
Yeah, she said they weren't tickets, and that made my daughter's like,
you fucking idiot.
Her world was crashing. I could see it, and I told her, I was like, look, I go, these are tickets. I don't know what she's saying. These are definitely tickets.
Right.
She's misunderstood. It's a misunderstanding, I'm saying. So, but I was so polite and everything. And I was like, look, I said, I'm gonna get out of line. So I'm gonna make a call. I said, because I think I'm confusing you. And as I go to make a call, there's an Madison Square Garden security guard picks up his cell phone and clicks it at me and then puts it away. Now, I noticed him. I thought he was. I looked behind me because I'm like, obviously, because I didn't think he was clicking it at me. And I saw, but then when I realized he was clicking me. I walked over to him. I was like, okay,
right.
I'm going to try it.
Here's my in.
I'm going to try for the one time. I'm going to be like, can I? Let's see if this will work.
Mojo activate.
And I go, hey man, I go, can you tell me? I'm looking for. And he cuts me off and he goes, I watch your show. He goes. I was just like, oh, and I was like, oh, great, thank you.
You don't say.
Yeah, and then I'm like buttering his balls, and then I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear you like it. And he goes, yeah, I collect hockey masks, and I'm like, oh, I'm so interested. I'm like, oh, really? Well, yeah, what kind you got? And blah blah blah. Just to I'm trying my best. Remember, if you listen to the Fiasco Pod, when I try too hard to be personable, I become robotic. So basically, I'm going into my danger, Will Robinson, as I'm definitely trying too hard.
It's like Polar Express when they try to make the cartoons look too human. You're like, ew! It's trying to be real.
So I'm really trying to connect with this guy, and I ask him, I go, do you know anything about... Because Mark had told me that I was going to get in with the fan club of Paramore. There was a fan club meet and greet, and right. I would be involved in that. I said, do you know where the fan club of the Paramore band is going to be? He goes, it's going to be right here. He goes, it's like, awesome. So it's
not exactly backstage then, right? It's kind of in front of the ticket booth?
It's in front of the ticket booth. That's where they're going to meet, though, and then be brought downstairs.
Oh, okay.
But he doesn't know I don't have a ticket, though.
Mm-hmm.
because there's two other girls there at this point, 2 young girls, like 16, 17, 18 at the oldest.
Hot.
No. And so we go over and wait, and I said, okay, I'm going to have to tell you what's going on now. I said, I'm trying to get you backstage to meet the band. I said, Mark has a friend. We're trying to do this. And she's like, are we just going, if we get backstage, does that mean we're not going to see the concert? She goes, and I go, no. She goes, well, what about the tickets thing? I go, yeah. I go, we're definitely getting in. We got tickets. I said, there's no doubt about it. I said, these are tickets. She goes, oh, okay. So then she starts to get really nervous, and I'm like, you can't be. I go, I don't know if it's going to happen. So Mark is calling me back and forth, and one of the girls in the fan club hears me talking, and she comes over and she says to Alicia, she goes, if your dad can't get you in, she goes, I'm here by myself, and this meet and greet allows me to bring somebody in. She goes, you can come in. So I wasn't about to be like, well, wait a minute, Alicia, Mark's going to get us in.
Right.
I was like, absolutely, positive. I said, yeah. I go, you're so kind. I was so thank you. So I'm like, I know, like, it looks really good. We're going to get in.
So what you're saying is you need my help finding your daughter because you haven't seen her since last night.
Well, so somebody, but then Mark calls and says, hey, man, you're good. The guy who's handling the fan club knows who you are. He's going to come down here. He's going to let you in. You're getting in. Don't worry about it. I was like, okay. I don't tell him any of the other stuff that, like, I may have already got it in already. So the guy comes down. The girl remembers, because she had been then talking to other girls, but she remembered that she told Alicia that she was going to get her in. Really nice of her. You know, she said, I'm going to bring this little girl in right here. And the guy was like, okay, gives her a wristband, and then they start to go in, and I have to run up to that guy and be like, I go, I need to go in with them. I said, because that's my daughter. I can't let her go in. You know, I just can't have her not go in if I'm not there. And he looks at me and winks. He goes, that's okay, Dad. You're good. I thought that meant this was the guy then.
Right.
Like that. This is the guy Mark sent for me. So we get down, we're going into the bowels of the garden, and she's definitely shaking. So it was cool. It was like she was really nervous and really like excited.
She's like, I cannot believe this is happening.
Yeah, she's like, you know how I looked when I met the Devils?
Right.
On the comic book men?
That was you.
She was really legitimate though.
Her acting chops aren't that
good. Yeah, she was so like nervous and shaking and not being able to look and even finish his sentences without starting another sentence. They bring us into the room, and there's only like 15 girls. There's no boys at this thing either.
Right.
It's a girl. This is definitely a girl-centric band. For every 10 people, 9 are girls, I think, that are in the garden for this. Mm-hmm. So it's all these like young. Alicia's definitely the youngest and the shortest, so she looks definitely like the youngest kid there.
She's like 10, right?
Yeah.
10? Yeah.
Very cold and clinical kind of meet and greet.
Really?
Yeah, which is cool. I'm not saying that is not.
Was it the whole band or was it just the girl?
It was the whole band.
Yeah.
And that is not a slam. That is not a complaint. I'm just because I know what it's like when we have them here.
Right.
And they did it better. They do it better because they get people in, they get people out. Because they got so many people to see.
Right.
They're doing radio contests. They're meeting fan clubs. They got so many people. So they got this down pat. And when I say cold and clinical, that's a little bit too harsh. But it's in. You get in. They have something they sign, and they get its picture, and you're gone. I'm trying to stay out of the way in the room, and the band comes in, and everybody in the room is just like there's electricity in the room, because the band is in the room. You know. Now
at this point, are you easily twice as old as the second oldest person?
Yeah, I'm the oldest person in the room. I think because even their handlers are young, and everybody in the room is 20 years my junior. And I just I kind of unethical. There was a comic book band in the room the whole time, and nobody cared.
Are you sure that's not where the electricity was stemming from?
No, I didn't say that.
You're like Tesla over there.
I'm just out of the way, and I keep getting these texts from Mark going like, are you in? Are you backstage? Are you in? I'm like, yes, I'm here. Thank you, man. So great. You're awesome. I can't thank you enough. My daughter's so happy. I owe you a lot. Because I'm not going to get into it. You know how, and I don't know if you notice when I text you, a lot of times you have to decipher because I'm being auto changed constantly, and I've given up.
Right. So there was some kind of software update where there are no autocorrect. I'm like, what is going on? What is he saying?
And I don't even correct it. I'm like, let him figure it out. Right, it's just too much effort for me to go back in. So there's no way am I going to explain to Mark over a text that I got in, and I'm not going to tell that to him. I'm not going to do that to him. I'm not going to be like, hey, I got in. I didn't need you. That's because, he was so awesome and he was so excited, genuinely excited that my daughter was going to get in.
He was able to help you out.
Yeah. So there's no need for me to say anything other than like, you got me in, you know. I'm not going to say, anything. But he keeps texting and calling and I can't pick up. And then finally I see like, hey man, the garden is going crazy because no one can find you. And he said that, they goes, I got the head of security looking for you right now because they can't confirm you're ever in the room because I didn't go in and I never met the person.
Officially check in, and the guy was like, "Yeah, go ahead."
Yeah,
that's so weird too, right?
And this is what blows my daughter's mind, and like she couldn't stop saying it over and over again, and tells you the kind of like mindset of 11-year-old, 10-year-old who just has never been involved in this sort of thing. As God is my witness, she's the second in line to get a picture because they go through they go through the line twice. The band, once they sign something and give you a high five, then they go back the other way and they get pictures.
Okay.
First off, the guy who's taking the picture is their handler. He starts questioning me like, how do you work this? And I'm like, I don't know how to know what.
One guy.
the technology is beyond me. Like she has an iPod that takes pictures, and I'm like, I don't know how to work it. I go, I don't know. And he's like, and I'm thinking that like they're going to kick me out. And they're like, well, if you figure it out and go to the back of the line. And I'm like, I go to Alicia real quick. I'm like, please just get this iPod to work. I don't know how to work it.
Oh, it was you. Oh, he's like, how do you work your? I thought he was asking, how do I work his own camera?
No, it was like we have to have your own camera. You have to have your own camera to get a picture with them, and I can't get it to work. So I'm really getting fumbling and doddering.
Right.
And I look like
where's my glasses?
Where am I?
Young man.
And
like a first generation iPod trying to take a picture with it and shit.
Which I do. Yeah. And I'm like, I tell the guy, I go, initially he gives, because when Alicia goes, give him my iPod to use, because she has me holding all her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like her jacket, her pocketbook, everything, and I'm trying to like get everything and be moved out like the cattle we are. And the guy, and then I go, give him the iPod, and I go, he wants to take a picture. I said, you're not. What does he want your iPod? She goes, my iPod does take pictures.
Idiot. Everyone's just looking at you in disgust.
So I give him the iPod, and he doesn't know how to work it. I don't know how to work it, so I got to give it back to her. And the band's getting, and at this point, the leader of the band,
the girl Haley,
says to another handler, she looks at her phone and she goes, did anybody ever find this guy Walt? I swear to God. I look at Alicia and I smile and I go, I put my finger up to my lips and I go, and she looks at me and I go, okay, so you take the picture, we get our stuff, we get out, and she goes, was they talking about you? And I go, yeah, I go, we're not going to explain it. I go, like, we got what we needed to get. I'm not going to go back in there and say I'm Walt. I go, right now it'll serve no purpose. It'll just confuse everybody. They're going to be like, well, how'd you get in here? I go, Let's just take what we got and go. Mm-hmm. So she's like, Haley said your name. Haley said your name. She kept saying it all night. Haley said your name. And I'm like, I go, yeah, but not out of recognition. Out of because I'm some idiot I couldn't get that they can't find in Madison Square Garden. And
little did they know you were already there holding up the line by not being able to work an iPod.
And then Mark is like, we get out. They go. It's about an hour before the show begins. So they said, we're going to let you out. And they go, and they assume we have standing room only, like not standing room only, but like these good standing room things like right at the base of the stage.
Right.
Not our shitheel tickets that we got.
Did you get shitheel tickets?
Well, yeah, they were still $80 a pop, but like they were up there though. Mm-hmm. We weren't on the floor.
Right.
So I say to Alicia, I go, they think we're on the floor. I said, should I tell them we're not on the floor? And she goes, we're not on the floor. I go, I know, but for all intents and purposes, I said, they're going to let us stay right by the stage. And she goes, yeah, but look around. She goes, unless you're willing to let me stand on your shoulders, she goes, I'll never see anything if we stand here. And I go, yeah, you're right. I said, all right, so I will cop to the fact that we don't belong on the floor. Mm-hmm. So we go upstairs where we have to go. She brought a shirt was $35.
It's crazy how much tour shirts are.
A sweatshirt was $55. So she got the whole deal. She got stuff signed. She was so happy. It was our thing. And then the calls start coming in again, and Mark's going like, hey, man, she's going, I need you to confirm. He goes, don't lie to me. He goes, I know you're a nice guy. He goes, please don't tell me that you just gave up and now tell me you got in if you didn't get in. He goes, because my friend is saying that no one has seen a sight of you and he goes, and they're telling me,
he's worried.
And they're telling me that if they will come and get you wherever you're at, just tell us where you're at, and they will come get you, and you can go get a picture with the lead singer. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I said, I'm here. I'm good. Mm-hmm. Thank you. And he told me today that, like, yeah, he said that, like, he was getting calls and texts up until, like, almost the show began. It was like, we can't find your friend, man. It's amazing, right?
It's astounding. It is astounding that they put her on it. She's about to play in front of fucking 22,000 people.
Mark told me that, like, this got up to her boyfriend. This got up to the chain almost, and it got to her boyfriend, and also got from the boyfriend's mouth into her ear. And she was, and at some point, I guess, I don't know how, but for some sort of reason, my wife was like, why on earth would she care? Mm-hmm. And I go, I have no idea.
Yeah, like, how did it get to the boyfriend? Like, who? Yeah, like, where did it start? And then to end up with Haley being like, where is this Walt guy? And your daughter being
and the way she said it was of, like, it's like as if, like, you know, like I tripped and like spilled like wine on her or something, you know, mm-hmm. like a Jack Tripper thing. It's like, oh, what is with this? You know, like she was visibly annoyed that, like, because like she had gotten it. I could see it on her phone, and she looked at it and she goes, "Can anybody tell me if this Walt guy got in?"
It's amazing.
And it was such timing, though. I know no one's going to believe that, but I looked at my daughter, and her face went like stone blank cold. Like
holy shit.
Are they talking about you?
It's as if, like, the president, like, even more impressive than the president.
Yes, if the president was annoyed at some fucking idiot who couldn't find his way and doesn't know. Because I'm telling Mark, I'm like, I don't know where I'm at. I'm going. I don't. Because I haven't been to Garden in so long.
Right.
You know, everything I do is I go to the Rock, but the Garden, I don't know where I was walking to.
So how was the show? Did you go back to your regular seats, or did you stay on the floor?
We went to our regular seats. Show begins. There's a band called Hello Goodbye who literally looks like they're 10 years old with like an 18-year-old lead singer who's singing to me what sounds like the music that, like, ever hear those pop music that would play on Scooby-Doo episodes when they were being chased?
Yeah, like, that's so weird you should say that. I bought the DVDs for Sage.
Right.
And it's crazy. Whenever they're getting chased, it's like, hey there, where you going?
Yes.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's like every time. It's so weird.
But like that kind of music, like, but with a little bit of a loud, harder edge. And like, I brought the earplugs. Mm-hmm. And, I put the earplugs in. And she was getting a headache too, so she actually took some earplugs. And no one's standing for the two bands that start.
Oh, you're in heaven.
Well, I mean, I'm not in heaven because I mean,
because you don't like the music.
Yeah, but I'm not like I'm not complaining or anything about it. But I'm just like, no one's standing and she can see everything.
Right.
When the big band comes on, everyone's standing, and she's able to see only because she's small enough where she's seeing through the cracks in the people. She's seeing everything. She's got her phone out, her iPod out, mm-hmm. and she's able to record and take pictures with it. I am only able to watch the concert.
You're watching somebody's ass because you haven't stood up.
Well, yeah, no, I didn't stand up, but I did watch a lot of the concert solely off a 3-inch screen on people's phones as they record it.
Oh, really?
Because everyone's doing this, so I'm just watching it through on people's cell phones. I'm watching it.
Right.
And like I said, there's like not a lot of guys there, but the guys who are there, and including the guys who are in the bands, skinny jeans are huge in this age bracket or this type of music.
Like skinny jeans and high tops.
skinny jeans and like brown like patent leather shoes. And the dudes all wear skinny jeans though. And skinny jeans to me, I'm like, that's the worst look for a dude.
Yeah,
is there a worse look than skinny jeans? And I also hate that look that like guys who are like into punk when they wear their punk rock. They have like jeans that only go up to a certain level, so you see a little bit of shin.
They're terrible. I thought you were going to say, and then you have the other, like the rap look, the saggy, like that's
that's more thuggish though and badass than skinny jeans.
Right.
Skinny jeans is tough to be anything but just like the biggest puss hole on the planet if you got skinny jeans on. In my opinion, I don't
getting any respect from you.
I don't like the skinny jeans look. And then we are in back of a 25-year-old dude who's there by himself. Because I heard him turn around and ask somebody else, "Are you here by yourself?" "I'm here by myself." I don't know why he was telling everybody. Who, when the main band came on, from the moment the main band came on till it was over, and he only has a little area. You're standing up. You don't only have so much room to do anything.
Right. He
proceeds to act as God is my witness, as if he's on stage too.
He's dancing like crazy.
He's dancing like crazy, but he's singing. He's doing the motions. He was as if he was like trying out to be a dancer on Broadway or something. It was
high
crazy,
kicking like a rocket and shit.
I couldn't believe it. At a certain point, although he would never been able to hear me, I wanted to be like, "Hey man, if you're going to dance like that all night long, can she just switch seats with you?"
Right.
But he never would have been able to hear me. It was so loud.
So loud.
Yeah, and she was able to see anyway, though. I could see that she was getting all the pictures on her iPod and everything.
Some artists have an issue with that. The people that come to shows
sitting
now.
Down?
No,
I got chastised. Well, not me personally, but people were sitting down and got chastised by the band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're like, "Why are you sitting down?"
Yeah. Not my section. No one could see me because there were so many people sitting. But there was one dude up, I guess, some old dude. And like, why do you pick on an old dude? He's there bringing his grandkids or something, man.
Oh, really? So they singled him out and they're like,
hey, man, hey, you, get up. We want you to get up. Come on, you want to dance. They didn't like chastise him, but they kind of coaxed him into fucking finally standing up and dancing.
Right.
And he
look like you would think he'd look?
Yes. all the 13-year-old girls are like, whoa.
Yeah. Like he's fucking rigor mortis or something. Oh my God.
They are. I cannot believe. I mean, their place is packed. So this band is pretty friggin' huge.
Yeah, I read about them last week. A lot of people would compare. They had compared "Courage My Love" to Paramore, like the same sort of sound.
They're inspired by Paramore.
Yeah.
"Courage My Love" is.
You'd say so?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you. Would you say they're inspired?
Yeah,
would you say that they take some inspiration or some, like...
Well, I think they flat out said it.
Oh, yeah?
"Courage My Love." Yeah. I've never heard a Paramore song, so I don't know.
Right.
Is it something you put on your iPod, or?
Probably not. It was... it was loud though. There's a lot of guitars. There's a lot of there's some ukulele though, which is weird. I thought
electric ukulele,
and some heavy drum beats, but no songs I recognize. But everybody in that arena was singing along with that stuff though.
Really?
Everybody was. Yeah, everybody had a great time.
I'm guessing 99.9% white people.
I may even go higher.
Oh, really?
I mean,
wow.
I didn't think of it.
It could almost be 100% lily white.
I don't. No, actually, no. That is not true.
There were janitors there.
No, you know what? Now that I think that, because that's not my mindset. I didn't even think of that until you said it. Now that I give more thought to it, looking back, maybe 80%.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It just strikes me as such like a white girl band. Like you say, I can't imagine many dudes being into it.
No, not a lot of dudes. I saw some parents though. I wasn't the only parent there in the arena. Sitting down. I looked around and I could see other parents there, but some of the parents were standing up. Like I just don't see. I know that no one is watching. That's what people think, that no one's watching you when you dance. You're wrong, because I was watching you, and I'm like, please.
Yeah, you're judging everyone.
I'm like, why are you dancing like this? Why are you so into? Like, I understand being into it. There's certain music I love too, but I could still never dance in public to it.
You wouldn't dance to Diamond?
No.
Diamond's like, get up, old man.
And then when you see some of these ladies were so old dancing to it and pumping their fists and everything, I'm like,
how are you into this shit?
Yeah, chill out.
Why are you having so much fun?
No, they told it was good. And then like it was one of those nights where everything was going right. The show's over at like 11:10, and
You took the train up, right?
Yeah, and I'm not making a great time getting out of the garden because there's so many people getting out, and I'm not really sure my bearings of where I have to go to get the train back. But we find our way back into Penn Station, and the train that we need to get leaves in 2 minutes.
The conductor's like, "Where's Walt? Who's this Walt guy?"
So we find the track it's taken off of, and we jump on, and we get on the right train, and we get home, and everything worked out.
I don't know. Fuck Bing Crosby and fuck Rihanna.